What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Us vs. Them MMA channel. I'm your host, Vince, and in this video, we're going to break down Dusko Todorovic versus Robert Valentin. Right now, Todorovic is sitting at a plus 138 underdog, and then Valentin on the other side of this is at a minus 170 favorite. Before I get into this video, if I can just remind you guys to hit the like button for this video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys like hitting UFC bets, this is definitely the channel for you. Go back and look at our past few parlays. We're smacking bets left and right. So if you're into that, this is for the channel for you, and so hit the subscribe button. The first thing that I wanted to mention in breaking down this fight is the fact that Todorovic is from Serbia, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but I know a lot of these people are talking about all the hype around these sports fans in Serbia, how chaotic they are. So it made me look, and I'm looking at these soccer games or football or whatever you want to call it, and basketball games, and these fans are hyped. So UFC fans are already hyped in general. They can bring their show to pretty much anywhere in the world and just bring out the chaos and people. But if this is how these fans are already, it's going to be wild. So I'm really excited to watch these fights in Serbia. First time we're there. But I'm mentioning all this because it does lead to my breakdown. Todorovic is from Serbia, so with this guy being a hometown guy and this fight being a really close fight, I can see them really be getting behind him. So I think he's going to be feeding off their energy, and he's going to be a tough guy to beat this weekend. Todorovic is more of a traditional boxer, so he's going to be sticking with pretty much straight punches throughout the most of this fight. One thing we've noticed in the past is Todorovic tends to lunge in with his chin. He's paid the price for that a few times by getting knocked out and shit. And he also tends to keep in the past, he tended to keep his hands a little lower. Those are things he seems to have cleaned up a little bit. His chin is tucked a little bit, does a better job of tucking his chin, keeping his hands up, all that shit. But he does that when he's moving forward. That's the key thing. If you put Valentin on the back foot, that's when the panic starts to set in and his hands start to drop. Todorovic is going to want to keep this fight with a lot of straight punches and avoid the looping punches, just because I do think Valentin is going to have a speed advantage. Valentin is more of a Muay Thai fighter, so he's got a kicking arsenal, but the one thing that he does have that we've seen recently is those elbows in close. He's really, really nasty when he gets in close range with those elbows. When it comes to the striking, I think the biggest thing that's going to make a difference is the ability to fight going forwards and backwards. I think between these two guys, I think Valentin has the ability to go forwards and backwards most. Both of them like to go forwards, and that's what they're looking for. But Valentin he has the ability to keep himself safe while going backwards. When it comes to the striking, I think both of these guys can have success, but I think the one thing that's going to make the difference is who's going to be able to put who on the back foot first, or most often, I guess. Both of these guys prefer to fight going downhill, I guess, or going forward. But between these two guys, I think Todorovic is more dependent on going forwards. He really needs to go forwards with his offense, whereas I think Valentin can be more fluid. Because I think Valentin's going to have more success in the striking, it's going to make Todorovic initiate the grappling exchanges more. I think between these two guys, they both have grappling experience, they have grappling backgrounds, but Todorovic is more of the wrestler, whereas Valentin's more of the jiu-jitsu guy. He's really slick with the transitions and slick with the submissions. But between these two guys, I do trust Todorovic's ability to get the fight to the ground. So when it starts to not go his way, I think he's going to start leaning into the grappling, getting him into the cage, and start dragging him to the ground. To be honest with you guys, I've been really going back and forth on this one. I initially wanted to pick Todorovic, and I'm not really sure exactly what it is that made me want to pick him. I don't know if it was a gut feeling or just, I don't know what it is, but I wanted to pick him. And going through his analysis, there's paths where he can win, and of course there's paths where Valentin can win too. This is definitely a pretty much a toss-up fight. I think the line's is pretty appropriate on this one. But the one thing that really kind of steered me wrong is just hearing him at the press conference and his lackluster answers. He didn't come across as a guy that knew for sure he was going to win this weekend, and that doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to, for sure. But I got a sense that he wasn't super confident, so it makes me start to become less confident. So I'm gonna flip my prediction, and I'm gonna say official pick. I'm gonna go with Robert Valentin. I think if he does win this fight, it's gonna be by finish. But for my official pick, I'm just gonna go with the knockout prop. I do think he's going to have more success in the striking and going to want to lean into the striking realm a lot more than Todorovic, especially as the fight goes on. Todorovic is a motherfucker early on, but if Valentin can deal with that storm, I think he's going to really start opening up in the striking exchanges. But I already said it before. The one thing that I think is going to be able to find Valentin the finish is going to be those close range elbows. I think if he's able to touch Todorovic right on the right spot with one of those elbows in close, he's going to be able to find that sweet spot and find the knockout. We have seen recently where those elbows have been a lot more vicious and have showcasing some finishing potential. So here's another opportunity for that to happen this weekend. Right now, Valentin by knockout is sitting at plus 240. And even though I do really like the number on that, I'm kind of low on my confidence right now in the pick. Like I said, I already wanted to pick Todorovic. So if he wins, that blows everything up. And of course, Valentin can get the submission too. He's really slick with the submissions, and he has 7 submissions in his pro career already. So really good with the jiu-jitsu, and that's sitting at plus 240 as well. So the odds makers have that when it comes to those two picks, very much a 50-50 call. But guys, even though I'm not confident right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to find its way on a parlay. I see really good opportunities for us to make money this weekend on this particular fight. So this is what I'm really going to need to settle on. But the biggest thing that I really want to see is the face-off. And I want to see these two guys face-to-face looking at each other. And then I think I'll be able to kind of tell which way I want to go from there. Alright guys, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Stop by for my next video where we're breaking down Velosto Sipo versus Gilbert Urbina. There is potential to be an underdog upset, alert on that one. So stop by for that one. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So I'm the fuck out of here.